Alright, I hope you're ready. This will be the pre-final footage from the Kartoween, I think the second annual Kartoween at Motorsports Country Club of Cincinnati. We are heading out for the pre-final. We had qualifying earlier. I qualified 8th overall out of 18. We are a mixed bag of LO206 juniors, LO206 senior, and LO206 masters. So everybody is mixed together just based on how they qualified. So I believe I have a couple of juniors on either side of me and masters in front of me. But we're going out, we're getting warmed up, we're getting ready to hit the track, we're going to grid up here pretty soon. You get to scrub your tires at MCC, so that's always good. It was optional tires. You could have run MG Reds or you could run some Hoosiers. I started out on the MG Reds. They did terrible for me. I immediately switched over to the Hoosiers, with the only negative being I pretty much wasted my first practice session because I never got any good grip. So I'm going out on the same setup I arrived in because I only had one practice, then qualifying, and now we're racing. We're going to hit this start going pretty fast. We never really bunched up too tight. When I race at the OVKA, we usually get down to a crawl before we take off. In this instance, you're coming past the green flag, probably going 35, 40 miles an hour. And you were probably going 25 or so when they started throwing it. So we had one guy kind of drive off in the grass out there. He's one of the juniors, I think. I believe I have two juniors in front of me. And then the 23 in front of the two guys in front of me is a LO206 Masters driver. And there are two others in front of him. There's the 13 and the 86. I am, again, for this video, the 86 from my charity race videos. He offered to let me drive his Eagle Comet again, so I said, sure thing. I'm all over that, and so I'm in it. Right behind me is the 318. Obviously, I have a forward-facing cam on the left and a rear-facing cam on the right. Synced up, so everything is as it happens. You might have to look left to right depending on where the action is, but I'm in the thick of it right now. I'm probably right in the middle of all the carts. I think there were two seniors that were towards the front, and they kind of check out, I believe. As do, I believe, the 13. He's had a decent amount of races here this season, so he's got his tune-up, and he's got his Burrell scooting around this track. So he's right up there, I believe, with the seniors also. And the 86, again, he's always fast, and he's up there towards the front also. I do like the rear-facing camera. For one, it just looks cool, but it also gives you some pretty good input and some visual data, basically, for errors that you make, and you don't really have any idea of the effect of the error. You go around a corner too wide and you're looking forward, you can't tell that people are just closing up on you, and you might think it was you might not even realize you went wide or that you screwed something up unless you can see what's happening behind you. And you don't have rear view mirrors on these things. The camera is basically the best tool to figure out what is happening behind you. So as you can see, that 318 will creep up on me. In some places I can pull back away from him. Either he makes an error, like he just actually went in the dirt a little bit, if you just noticed on the right camera. And one of the juniors got past him. I don't know if they had contact to make that happen. It just looks like kind of a racing thing, but he ended up getting in the dirt, and so he lost some positions, and he's going to have to try to make them back up. Good thing is he can tuck in behind I believe it's the 8 that's in front of him, and draft a little bit, and hopefully the two of them will catch up with me. I'm trying to get up to the 22 so I can try to hang with him and close in on the 23 up there. I'm trying, my goal is to at least try to podium, and I'm driving around in 4th right now in my class, so it's a possibility. I can see the 23. But as you can see, I must have made some kind of error going around that corner, which I don't really like that corner because the group of 3 in front of me just stretched me out right there after I had just pretty much gotten back in contact with him. And as you can see, the 8 and the 318 are closing in on me as well. So whatever that, going around that turn back there, I didn't do a good job on it, and I'm paying on in front and behind me. This left right here, again, it's one where you can't really tell what the best line is right off the bat. Taking it really tight on the curb is what I feel is the best way to go, especially since I've got video. Whenever I take it wide, whoever takes it tight behind me comes right up on me. The 8, he's making some good moves. He's right around me. He's getting ready to probably set me up for the straightaway. Come down through here pretty hard. He's right there ready to pounce. And he's probably going to hang by me for a second, but nope, he jumped right out. And he's going to try to out-drag race me down here. I look around, I realize he's there. I see that he's not in my class, and so I don't fight it. But what I found out is when you don't fight it, when you don't lay into it, that little bit that you might lift to let them get in front of you, to get clear, holy smokes, the guys behind you come flying up on you. The 318, when I did that, was back on me, just like that. I have no clue that happened because I'm not looking behind myself. I do start to get a little better at that turn right there as the race wears on. I'd like to get where I can hit these corners with 100% confidence, or at least 95% confidence in knowing what my car's going to do and what's going to happen. Those last 2 corners before the straightaway, I'm just kind of holding on and hoping nothing bad happens. This corner here, I go around it flat out, no worries. This corner here, I can dive in pretty deep. I don't have any worries either. Around here, I feel like I've got it straightened out, although maybe if I drive a little straighter and cut off some distance, it'll be okay. And then around this corner, I think I definitely need some improvement there, but I'm able to hold the 318 off, at least on this lap around that corner. So right now he's right on me. So the 318, depending on how things go, if you can exit this corner, this last corner here before the straightaway, right on somebody, and you get that little aero advantage, that drafting advantage, it's a really good opportunity to tuck in behind him for about a count of 2, and then if you start to really get the momentum, try to pop around him, because they'll have plenty of time to realize that you're down there on their inside, and usually you can make that pass at the end of the straightaway. But we're starting to near the end of the race. Again, the 318 is really pressuring me. Gave me little bumps right there, and I realized he was back there. I was able to check over my shoulder through one of these corners, and I saw who it was. He also, he pits with the 86 who's letting me borrow the cart, and the 318 was probably pressing hard. If you just noticed on the right, got a little bit in the mud, and I'm able to gap him back out again. He was probably hardly in that mud, and that's the effect. Now we probably have 25 to 30 cart lengths right there. I'm really not doing much on the left side and closing up on the leaders, and we're hitting the 2 to go. I'm coming around this corner. If you notice, the 318 is way far away. I'm paying attention going around this corner, but I'm thinking a little too far ahead. And I come up here, and I didn't necessarily forget where I'm at, but I kind of did. And I braked late, and I went way, way out on this. And you can see the 318. You probably knocked off a few cart lengths. I didn't realize he was that far back, so I was slightly nervous that I'd screwed up too much and that he would be right on the back of me again, because I still have a lap and a half good to go. And these are some big laps, as you can see. We're doing 53, 54 second laps. Some guys are getting in the 52s. But we're coming around, take the white flag. I am still in 4th in the Masters group. I don't know where I finish overall, probably about 10th. Because a few of the juniors that were behind me ended up getting past me in this race. 22, he actually went off the track on the other side. And because there was traffic and where his cart ended up, it was just easier to push over the top of the hill and pop back in down there and just drive that portion again. Now, somehow he went off over there, I think. But the 318, he's back in view. He's not right on my bumper, but he's coming. But right now, I've been able to check over my shoulder. I know unless I totally screw something up, I'm going to be able to just hold on to this. I'm definitely not catching who's in front of me. So that is pretty much the end of this race. Like I said, I got 4th, and I will be heading in probably starting about in the 10th spot on the grid for the final. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed the side-by-side.